Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So I want to do a quick video today and talk about cutting people off. As you get older, everybody knows, your friend circle gets a little smaller. And a lot of times you feel obligated to stay in contact with people or help people out that have been in your life for, I don't know, long period of time. But a lot of times that can be emotionally draining and just you don't need it anymore. You know what I mean? I'm the kind of person, I don't know, it's just in my nature. I like to help people out. And I always have been like that. I've always tried to help, especially if I care about you, if you're a friend of mine. Like I look out for people. But most of the time, if you're like that, it's not going to be reciprocated. Like you treat people a certain way, and you expect everybody else to treat you how you treat people. And it just never turns out that way. So I'm 44 years old now. And, I know this, everybody knows this, but it's harder to like implement it in your own life. Like it's easy to say, but it's harder to do. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So I'll give a couple examples. There's a guy that I've known since I was probably 8 years old. And I've tried to help this guy for years. I've tried to get him jobs. He won't show up. I started my own business. I tried to let him work with me. Just all he had to do was come over and I would show him what to do. And he just always has excuses. I've given him money. I helped him get a car at one point. And this has been this one thing after another. And he always will just call me and just wants to borrow money. Now, I don't mind helping people out. I know, if they really need it, I'm always there to help people out. But if you're constantly trying to borrow money and I'm giving you opportunities and you're not taking the opportunities, you're just taking my kindness for weakness at this point. Like you're like, oh, like looking at me like an ATM. And I feel like there's a lot of people like that in my life because I'm such a caring person that people will take advantage of that shit. And I talked to my wife and I'm like, this year, I'm not doing that shit anymore, man. I'm just going to stop answering the phone for people. At a certain point, it's hard. You care about the people. I don't want anything bad. I don't wish anything bad on these people, but don't call me and asking me for stuff anymore, man. I'm done. Like everybody has obstacles and challenges in life, man. You got to figure it out. If you're a grown man and I've been helping you for all these years, man, figure this shit out a little bit. Like I've given you opportunities and you never take them. You just want the handout. And that's not how life is, man. And I try to teach my kids that too. Like, don't expect people to just like look out for yourself and your family, but everybody else, nobody really cares that much about you. They always put themselves above you. And my mom's like that. I'm like that. I always put others above myself and I make sure everybody's happy all the time. And I mean, I guess that's a good way to be, but also can get you into trouble. You know what I mean? Like at the point where you're going to help people and when you ask them for help, they give you all these excuses. I'll give you another example before I let you go. There's another friend of mine that I worked with. Numerous times I've lent him money, never expected anything in return. I just not really lent him money because I never got the shit back. Gave him money for years. I don't even know, countless times. And he called me not too long ago. I hadn't heard from him in a while. And his daughter had been in a car accident. He ran out of the house. He told me he didn't have any money to get back home. He had to drive, out of state to get his daughter in the hospital. And he needed $40. I was like, okay, man, they know how to pull on your heartstrings, these people that try to con you out of money. I know that his daughter actually did get in a car accident. I'm not saying that. I really like the guy. But then I was like, okay, so I am in sales. I'm a mortgage broker and I do solar sales. So I was like, hey, a couple of weeks later, I said, hey, you still generate leads, right? And he said, yeah. I said, can you send me over a few leads? If I sell any of the prospects that you send me, we'll do our original agreement. We always had a 10%. I give you 10% of what my commission was. Sure. Never heard from this guy. This was like a month and a half ago. Haven't heard anything back. I messaged him once like, hey, man, did you ever get any of those leads? Yeah. Never. So it just goes to show me that he used me for $40 pretty much. And then if I ask him for a favor, I can't count on him. There's probably a handful of people you can count on in this world. And as you get older, unfortunately, you start to figure that out. And most people have, their best interest at heart. They're not looking out for you. So any young person that's watching this, like all these people that you think are your friends, most of them wouldn't help you out if you needed it. So stop not talking to your family. Like your family are the only ones that care about you. There's a few people that are like, you grew up with maybe that are close with you that you can keep in your life. Other than that, keep your circle small, man. It'll keep your stress level down. Just worry about yourself and your family. I know this is kind of a depressing video, but a lot of people probably feel the same way I do. Like, especially right now, a lot of people are having tough times and you feel bad for people, especially if you're doing pretty well. Like, I'm not doing great. I have my ups and downs like everybody else, but I'm one of those people that don't like to ask for help. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like a piece of shit when I ask somebody for money. I would never do that. I figure this shit out. If I got to sell some of my stuff, sell some of your stuff. You got 800 pairs of fucking Air Jordans. Sell a couple of them if you need money. Don't call somebody and beg them for money, man. I feel like a piece of shit. Like, I don't know, man. That's just not me. I like to hear what your thoughts are. Just was on my mind today because I have somebody that's been harassing me to borrow money again, and I'm not doing it anymore. I said 2025. I'm stopping that shit, man. Don't ask me for shit anymore. See you.